How's it going, everybody? So I've never really been interested in doing a flashlight video, but you know, after watching all the through night videos and the old light videos, and yeah, they got great products, but they can tend to be a little bit on the pricey side. I mean, really, you do get what you pay for most of the time, but sometimes there are some cheaper items out there that they're pretty good quality. I think I found one, and you know, all the time I'm just an average guy, and many of you guys are out there too, and you're looking for decent quality gear at a reasonable price. And I think I might have found something here for you. I'm not going to go into any stupid durability test by slamming it on the ground or hitting it with a hammer, driving over my car. We're just going to talk about the flashlight. I'll show you what you get and what the price is, and then later on tonight I'll either be going out for a hike or I'll just be running the streets with my flashlight freaking people out. And we'll see you know, how good it is. Now the brand is Tquens, or Tquens, something like that, Tquens. Not really sure how to pronounce it, but I found this on Amazon. In Canada, on Amazon.ca, you'll pay about $24 for this, and in the Amazon.com, you pay about $17 for this. Now, the good thing about this is you actually get two flashlights. One of them is 1040 lumens, and the smaller flashlight is 307. So I'm going to bring you in closer here to the table, and we're going to tip you down so you can see what comes out of this box. The original packaging is gone, but I'll go into how it was packed later. So we'll set this up on the table here and give you a look. So when you unload your box and you dump all your contents onto the table, everything will be bubble packed. You'll notice right on the box it has a little bit of specs here on the flashlight itself, but that's all you get. There's nothing else, no paperwork, nothing inside the box, which is kind of annoying, I find, but what can you do about it? You've got your 1040 flashlight, 1040 lumen flashlight. It's a Tquens, or Tquens, however you want to pronounce it. It's a telescoping lens, so you can have a nice flood style flashlight, or you could zoom that down to a real tight spot, which is kind of nice. Inside here, the flashlight comes with a 18650 battery and a little tube that you can put inside to keep it from rattling around or making any noise. So we'll screw that back on there. Both the ends have O-rings for water protection or water resistance. That's the lanyard right there. No rattle, no noise. Seems to be sturdy construction. It's all aluminum alloy. It's got a few little specs here on the front at the beam, how it concentrates at 5 meters and so. But I've used this outside of my backyard a little bit. My backyard's quite a bit larger than 5 meters, and it's bright like crazy. So we'll have to test that out a little bit later. Also has one of those tactical bezels on the front there. Nah, that's about it, I guess. Oh, it also has a secondary power source where you can use this inside with 3 AAA batteries, and you drop that inside instead of your 18650. This also inside the flashlight makes no rattling sound or nothing. It's very quiet, and I kind of like that. The second flashlight that comes in the package is a 307 lumen flashlight, 300 lumens, I guess. This is powered by one AA. Oops, here it is. It came with the set as well. This came with a Duracell battery. One AA fits in there nicely, and we'll go ahead and screw that on. No noise. It also has an O-ring on the inside to protect it for water resistance. They don't say it's waterproof, and they don't give you any specs on how the water resistance works. So that's that. And it comes with a 18650 battery charger, which seems to be a very, very cheap charger. I'm using this right now. It does charge the battery. I have tested that out, but I am very cautious of using it, and I don't really trust it because it seems so cheap. It works just fine, but it just seems cheap. So I'm very careful with using that. I make sure I stay home and keep an eye on it. I will be upgrading this to a Nikkor eventually, and then I'll feel much more confident in charging my 18650 batteries. All right, so this is the 1040 lumen flashlight. It has 5 cycles. It has nice telescoping and lens. Seems to be very good construction. Lanyard. It's got one of those buttons on the back end where you could cycle through. You can either click it once and it'll turn on and go through them. So that's high, medium, low. You got strobe, and then you got SOS. So 5 cycles, and that's basically it. Pretty decent, pretty solid, feels good in the hand, and that's that one. So this brings me to the 300 lumen flashlight. Nice belt clip. It's got your button on the back end, telescoping lens, so you can adjust the beam, and then you have 3 cycles on this guy, I believe. So there's high, low, and strobe. Yeah, that's it. So there you go. And this is a very good size for EDCs. Pretty light. It's just a double A battery, but it does throw a decent beam, and we'll have to try that one out later on tonight as well, so you can see them both in action. So while I was poking through Amazon looking for a replacement flashlight, I came across this guy, and it seems to be like a generic brand or design, because there's about 5 or 6 different flashlights or different makes with the exact same flashlight. Looks exactly the same. Unfortunately, for none of these companies, you can get the idea of what kind of LED it uses. It is an LED flashlight, but it doesn't say if it's a Cree or anything like that. You don't know the quality or the type of bulb it uses. But I have messed around with it a little bit at nighttime. It is very bright. It seems very sturdy, all made out of aluminum. Very good, seems to be strong. So we'll just have to get out a little bit later, test this guy out, and see what it's all about. I know these flashlight videos tend to be a little boring, but I'm hoping maybe we can get out a little bit dark tonight and hike out of the woods with it, and we'll see how well it works, how far it shoots a beam, that kind of thing. How it would work in a real life situation while walking the trails. So I'll see you guys later when the sun goes down. All right, guys. So first I'm going to demonstrate the 1000 lumen light. It's getting pretty dark in here. Not pitch black yet, but it's getting dark. So I'll show you a couple shots here while we're in the bush, and then I'll show you once again when I'm back at the house. So just give me a second, and I'll set this up on the GoPro, and you'll get to take a look at the distance that this will shoot. All right. So here's the flood. You can see how that kind of lightens up the area. We got some fireflies shining around here and there, which is pretty cool. Now we'll shoot it down the trail, and we'll see how far we can go. It's got a very good reach. Move you over here. So it's got a very good reach. You can see that's going quite far down there, and it lightens up the trail pretty nice. I don't particularly like the square, so I just bring it back just a tiny little bit, and that'll shine my way quite nicely through the bush. That's medium. That's low. That's strobe. And there's the SOS. And there's high with the beam. Here's the smaller one, 307 lumens. There's high. So you can get a look at that. That shines pretty far, pretty decent. There's low. And there's strobe. Those are the three settings it has. Sorry guys, that was just a quick look at the flashlights in action while we're in the woods. So when I get back tonight and it turns pitch black outside, I'll do another video of it so you can see it again dark, and I'll go through all the cycles of each flashlight so you can see the functions of it in the real dark, so you see how bright it really is. Here we have the 307 lumen flashlight at around 10 yards on flood. So you see I've got the vegetable garden in the back there. It's picking up the tree and a couple of the plant pots in the back, and that's on high. This is on low, and this is strobe. So directly behind us, I'll put it on spot. We have a tree line about 50 yards from my house, from my deck, and we'll go ahead and start with that. So you can see that spot there. That's on high. We are touching the tree line, the back of the property at 50 yards. This is low. It's picking it up slightly, all the way up and down. And strobe. See that flashing all along the tree line. Alright, this is the 1040 lumen flashlight at 10 yards on flood. This is high. That's medium, pointing at the garden. 10 yards. That's low. Still get a pretty decent view. That's strobe. And SOS. Ooh, the camera doesn't like this at all. Alright, now we're set up for the tree line. 1040 lumens on high and on spot. There we go. 50 yards along the tree line. That's on high. This is on medium. Still pretty good. This is on low. Still picking up a decent view of the tree line. This is strobe. And this is SOS. Sorry guys, there's one other thing I want to show you about this flashlight. Not only does it function well as a flashlight, but it can also be used as another fire source. If you unscrew this bezel here, you'll notice that it's got a lens inside. So I've got a piece of char cloth here, and I've got the bezel, and I'm gonna bring you in close and see if we can get the lens to actually get this char cloth lit. All right, so basically what I'll do is I'll put the lens facing up, and let's set it up and see if we can get this working. I don't know if you can see the smoke, but it's happening already. Here we go. So there you go, guys. It's not just a flashlight, it's a secondary fire source. It's awesome. So alright guys, there you have it. You got a flashlight that'll actually make you fire if you got a nice sunny day outside. So it could also be used as a survival tool. That's pretty cool. I'm really liking this. I think it's definitely a good value for the money. So now that you've seen what both these flashlights can do, I'm going to talk a little bit about the price. I bought these both off of Amazon.ca. They came in for just under $25. They're $24 and change. And on Amazon.com, I checked them out there as well. They came in around $17 and change. I think for an aluminum construction, zoomable flashlight, I think the price of this can't be beat. I think the value is definitely in here. Now, as usual, for my products that I do review, which are products that I use, by the way. These aren't, given to me or whatever it is. These are products that I use. If something happens to it, like it with my Martin top bag, I'll shoot another video explaining to you how it failed and what happened and whatnot, and we'll go from there. But so far, just the value and what you're getting, I think this is definitely worth it. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Get out and explore. I'll see you in the next one. And if you're in the market for a flashlight and you don't want to spend too much money, $24, 2 flashlights.